All right, so I'm actually renovating my apartment, and while I was doing that, I kind of like thought about the importance of documenting your life, or just taking photos, learning these hobbies, and mostly documenting what you do on a daily basis. And it all goes back to self-experience, right? When I was younger, I didn't like taking any photos. I didn't even like staying in the frame of a photo. I was like photo allergic. And now that I'm older, I really see the importance of taking photos, vlogging your daily life, and being more appreciative, right? And it's always fun to hear my friends talk about their childhood and what they actually did and some funny memories. And when they have a photo that backs that up, man, it makes the storytelling even more lively, right? And apart from that, it's not just about taking photos, it's actually about learning. Like, learning about these hobbies will give you more perspective in life. I mean, you'll be more appreciative because let's just say that you go out filming a whole day of your life and you come home, put on your big boy pants and start editing all these videos. It will help you reflect on the things you don't really think of, because right now it feels like we're in a fast-paced world where everything goes fast, right? And we don't really sit back to reflect on ourselves, but just by documenting yourself on a daily basis will help you reflect in a better way, and you'll feel so much confidence in yourself. And understanding all these levels you have to put into creating these vlogs, like video editing, finding a good scene, and sound checking, and just finding a way to storytell with your photo is just on another level. And with all this, the perspective you would have in life will be far greater than just sitting at home and not doing anything. And that's just something I would rather put as an experience that I actually want to learn. And to be honest, there is no GPS in life. I feel like we're constantly writing a story without knowing the ending. And if we just proceed without knowing what's behind those walls, we might just break through. That's why I feel like starting right now is probably the best move. But if you don't start right now, then everything else we're thinking of is just a speculation. Okay, so when it comes down to creative space, I enjoy being creative. Like, normally just being in a creative space helps me in so many ways, like the contact, the collaboration, and the self-improvement is there too. And recently I've been getting a lot of comment like, oh, your videos are great, and I've been getting like feedbacks too, and I feel like that helps me a lot to grow. And I still get in contact with people like Emeka Odo. I'm gonna leave his name on my description. Super great guy. He makes content too, and he talks about either banking or just fitness. So if you're interested in banking, go check his content. And you know, super great people are out there, and most of the people that actually watch the content you create are actually people who wants to get a like something valuable from your content, or are actually in the same space as you. And that's the thing about being in a creative space, right? Many people think like creativity is a fine straight line, but for me, I do believe like creativity is messy. I mean, it's up and downs. You don't really know what's coming next. So just being creative is actually just going through the up and downs and, you know, finding a way to the results. So for me, it's super nice to be in a space like this, to get inspirations from people and actually create something of value that actually maybe help some other people. So yeah, that's what I think when it comes to being in a creative space. And the contacts, the people you get to meet, and the growth with that, you're good. You're good.
You think like that, I will love you endlessly. If you only believe in me, don't you be like that, I will love you forever.
Okay, so I feel like many people are being scared of being judged by family, friends, or like colleagues. And it's fair because I was there too, right? I didn't tell my mom about all these things before, and
I never expected it.
I was just like, curious of what she might think. And the moment I told her, she was super happy. And she has been my #1 viewer since then, which is super cool. Like, those people that we think are gonna judge us don't really care. They just want to support and show that they're there when we need them, right? So just being able to do things like that is super amazing. But anyhow, why I started this was mostly self-improvement, and as an industrial designer, I really need to sell my ideas to a client, for example, and show that I have a good idea and my idea needs to be sold and I need to earn money and all those stuff, yada yada yada. And for me, before all this, I used to speak in a high tone, then it drops down. Every time I speak, I start high, then I kind of like drop down to low. And so many people were like, what? Did you say something? I'm like, nah. I kind of like run away from the situation because I don't want to like, say the same thing and fumble my tongue and all those stuff. But now I wanted to correct that, and by speaking to the camera right now is a skill. And actually pronouncing words better and speaking louder and showing my presence, all those kind of things is something I actually wanted to learn and I'm trying to learn right now. So I think it's going great.
Es corta sin parar, mirar y de reír para celebrar. Cada momento hay que gozar, como si mañana no va a llegar. El sol brilla y hay que cantar, el corazón no deja de vibrar. La pasión nos hace volar, ni que fuéramos, quiero gritar. Vive rápido, amor, sin pensar, ríe fuerte, siente el compás, baila siempre.
Alright, so for my future self or anybody out there, always do a test run before you start painting the whole apartment. I have the wrong paint, but I'm just gonna continue because I'm super tired right now. And I'll probably do this one more time a few years away from now, but for now, I'm just gonna continue because I already spent a lot of money and I just wanna get this thing done, so it is what it is.
No nos va a dejar, somos fuego listo para arder, ni que fuéramos otra vez. Vive rápido, amor, sin pensar, ríe fuerte, siente el compás, baila siempre, sigue sin más, la vida es quickie y no va a esperar.
Alright, so I just woke up and the time is currently 6 a.m. So what I gotta do is paint the wall with one coat of paint, then go to work. And I mean, this whole week has been so messy. Like, everything I have in my living room is basically in my kitchen, and like I'm finding a hard time to find things I actually need, but it is what it is. And something I underestimated was time. I thought this project was going to be like 3 days, but I'm in like my 1 week plus, and that just shows the fact that nothing really goes as planned. I've been making crazy decisions lately, like the color I took, for example. It wasn't exactly what I actually wanted, but I just have to go with it, right? Because I put a lot of time and a lot of money on this project. So I'm just gonna stick with it and take the L. And most of you guys have been asking me about my camera gear. Well, I actually use the Sony ZV-10, which is a super great camera for a beginner like me or any of you guys out there. And why I say so is because it's a super compact camera that functions for everything. You can take it out, you can put it in your pocket. It's super light, right? And it works for both photos and videos. And it even has an interchangeable lens system which allows you to change into zoom lens, for example, or wide lens, or any kind of lens you prefer, because finding the right lens that actually fits your style or the moment is super great. It could be for vlogging, for nature capturing, for street photography. It could be for anything, right? And the Sony ZV-10 can shoot in 8-bit color, which is basically the information that is stored in every pixels, like the red, the green, and blue, which is basically the color information that is stored in your highlights or your shadows, for example. And if you feel like you have the budget for something better, then go for the Sony ZV-10 Mark II or the A6700, which is super great, has everything you need, and even has the 10-bit color depth. So the lens I use is the standard lens that comes with the camera, and I actually got the Sony 18-105, which is a zoom lens. Super great lens, and it's a f4, so it's kind of challenging in low light conditions, but at the end of the day, super crispy, sharp lens. And it's actually a solid lens that helps me with everything from vlogging to taking photos in nature. And it's so versatile, so I mean, I could do anything with it, right? But yeah, that's my lens and that's my gear and that's what I use. And I have the iPhone 15 Pro Max that helps me on a daily basis, so it's a super great device and I use it every single time, especially when I don't have the Sony ZV-10 with me. So yeah, that is my gear, and I hope this video was fun in some ways, and I'll update you guys of what I'm actually doing, like my whole project and stuff. So stay tuned and I'll see you in the next one. POP, hold it down.